All right, everyone, I'm doing a video of my own garden. So you've seen the allotment, and this is my own little city garden here in Forest Gate. We've got beds on either side, and you can see a greenhouse on the left-hand side at the top of the garden as well. And there's a bed at the top of the garden as well, alongside the wall. So in this area, I'm actually going to concrete at the front of the beds. You can see some spinach growing and mint. That mint bush has been in this garden for at least 35 years. So that's how long I've been living here. And this rosemary bush, my son planted a stick in the garden last year, and it's turned into a nice little rosemary bush. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but it's there. That trellis on the right-hand side is just beans. In fact, the trellis on the other side is also beans. So these beans are hyacinth beans. They're the ones that, Bangladeshis grow. And, these are the type of beans that we have predominantly in Bangladesh. By the way, I'm doing a voiceover because it's summer. My neighbours' windows are open and doors are open. I don't want them to hear me doing a narration of my own garden. And, so all of these beans, the seeds are ones that I've grown myself or kept myself over the years. My sister, it's within my family, so my sister grows the same variety. So where the sticks are, I've had cucumber growing here. I've had quite a few, actually, a lot better than last year. So I've had at least 10 or 12. You can see a cucumber growing there. And then after the cucumber, I've got chili plants growing. And so in the ground, they're like, the Thai chilies or Khasa Morris. So they're green, the green variety, and there's a purple variety. There's about 2-3 varieties of these long green chilies, traditionally known as green chilies. There you can see some over there in the ground. And then in the pots, just in front, I have all my other type of chilies and peppers. So these are the yellow submarine. These are probably my favorite ones. And wow, this tree is just exploded. It's the biggest plant in the garden, really, biggest chili plant. And then I've got these other varieties. So this is Aji or Ahi Charapita. I think it's a Peruvian variety, and it's really nice. And I think it's also the most expensive chili pound for pound in the world. And then this plant is a Naga chili, which my sister got from someone local. She gave me a couple of plants, and amongst them, there's other type of chilies as well. This one is like some kind of roundish Naga chilies, maybe. I haven't had one yet. They're not ready yet, so I can't wait to try one. This one is also new because it's new to us. It's like a yellowy chili, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's another Ahi Charapita, and that's the Naga plant, similar to the one I showed you earlier. And on the left-hand side, again, these are all green chilies, and the purple chilies, they're all Khasa Morris, right? If you're Bengali, you know what I'm saying. And then just behind the chili plants, I've got a row of tomatoes. And then behind the tomatoes, you can see a trellis of beans. And the beans, again, are hyacinth beans. I didn't grow any other type of beans this year. I just found it easier to grow hyacinth beans there, and they are the nicest type of beans as well. So, and then next door to that, my next door garden, rather, the lady's got, her name's Marcella. She's a very close neighbour to us, and she's got a peach tree, a banana tree, cherry tree, and an apple tree all on one side. So it creates a lot of shade on my side. But anyway, we get vegetables. There you go. Look, we've got gourds growing. So this was in mid-August, and look at this. This long one here is about 3 feet long, and then we've got 3 others, and yeah, they're ripe and they're ready to be harvested. And those 2 skinny ones at the back, you can see they couldn't quite make it. So I'm suspecting all of those are from one plant. I've got I've got two plants actually of gourds growing this year. And in the greenhouse, I haven't got anything growing really. I've got this strawberry plant which I've sown myself from these massive strawberries that my cousin bought me, and I thought I'd try them out. So I'll plant them out next year if I can keep them alive. And these are some chili plants, extra ones, Naga chilies, which are just not going to make it, unfortunately, and I have no space to grow them. That's the back wall. It gets very hot on that back wall because the sun hits it. And there's a bit of soil there where I planted beans, and we always grow beans there, even though it's not very sunny. And these tomato plants, they're tomato plants that I've just grown there naturally in the garden. I've kept a few and I've uprooted any other extras. I've had quite a few tomatoes already. So, and this variety, these are tiny tomatoes. They're called hundreds and thousands. They're probably the best tasting tomatoes that I've had. So I grow them every year. They're annoying to pick. So the trick is to, every time you go out in the garden, which for me it's about 10 times a day, when I'm not working, and I'll just go there, and each time I'll just grab a handful and I'll take them with me, and that way I'm not always picking those tomatoes. Now they are the best type for salads, I find. This is a kumquat tree, so that's a citrus tree. They're like little oranges, they're like date-sized oranges, a little bit sour. So this is it, guys. This is my garden. You've seen my allotment, now you've seen my garden, and it's always been a veg garden. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you soon.